Alright, now it's time for the weekly roast. Wee. So, this week in roasting, did not go as planned, as usual. We had a good old Tuesday, Wednesday. Things should be singing, but what ended up happening is I did a sampling, private little sampling. So for Final Crit, I curated a bunch of various ideas for different streams or videos, and I sort of test piloted them. I made a sampling and snippet type thing, about 2 to 3 minutes for, I think there were about 5 of them I managed to get done. And yeah, whatever I could get of that to mild polish, I say very loosely, because there were errors that I'm just like, it's such an easy fix and I just don't have the time to, yeah. Yeah, so we resolved that for the most part and presented it to the fellow students, and it was something. I don't know if I'm happy about it per se. It was definitely an improvement from past crits by far. I got feedback that I think was on point of what I actually wanted to know. However, it's a little baffling to try and figure out what is the correct choice here? Should I be flattered that they enjoyed this, or should I feel insulted because the reason they enjoyed the ASMR gazing sampling was the sheer contrast of ASMR supposed to be nice, relaxing, and soothing voice, but because I only have my computer speaker to play it and the TV screen to display, it was not audible at all, pretty much. No one knew what the heck was being said, aside from the good night. And then they just saw little me floating around in space, and it's like, what on earth is this? So, yeah, they really love that, but I don't know whether that's a good thing, because the part of the reason why they really enjoyed it was the fact that it's doing everything it shouldn't. And I'm like, no, please. Yeah. I mean, otherwise, everyone's just always a fan of sultry socks, apparently. Man, I just gotta make another magazine. And I'm not showing the sultry socks pictures, so I'm like, no, I gotta do this properly. Gotta show this off to the world in true sockly fashion. But yeah, I have some little image goopy comps. Because the big thing of last week, aside from the absolute pain of rack 'em, stack 'em, get all them projects done and make a bunch of videos, and then oh, I forgot about no Wi-Fi zone. Yeah, it was the week of print show, so we had the big old tree up at the gallery, and it was really nice. So trying to crochet a crab in a day was not so nice. It took the entire day, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I also was just trying to make some cowboy buttons, because the show was titled Homestead. And I was like, ah, yes, homesteading, a cowboy riding a house. Perfect. Oh shit. I peek at the mic. Oh no. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty fun. And it was a great time to just see most of the class come out for the reception and get a goofy old photo with me and my goose. I thoroughly enjoyed spooking Ross with my music playing. He's just like, where is this cacophony coming from? I can't picture it. Does someone just not have their phone on mute? What is this god-awful ringtone? Am I playing this? Have I lost my mind? What am I doing? Where's my gallery's reputation gone? And then he finally saw, oh, you have an instrument. And you're playing it. I have not lost my mind. You just have actual live musical instruments you've been playing. I'm like, yeah, we were having fun with the drum. little middle drum, and a kalimba, of course. Because I still don't know what to call the weird flute thing. One day we shall know what the weird flute is. It shall be less mysterious, half recorder, half clarinet, half wood pipe thing, but it's it has like a reed, and we don't understand why. It has 3 holes on the back, and they're not for like finger fretting or whatever type thing. They just exist. Yeah, I really don't know what it is. It is what it is. Oh, okay. Maybe the correct answer was not that. So this can go back up. Oh, I forgot how basic settings worked. So, this morning, the reason why everything was so grumpily and slow is plain and simply, I had the little video of the tree walkthrough, and I was just like, oh, like, I want to talk about that. But if you put it in as a media file, the audio doesn't come through. It shows the audio, but it is not recorded, it's not listenable, it can't hear it. And I'm like, wonderful. So yeah, it's gonna just be like, window capture that visual bump bump. And then other thing I just remembered that I had forgotten, if mic goes peaking, it's not a separate thing that I turned down the volume, so people might not have heard the last bit because I just turned down the overall volume. If it's a peaking issue, I actually control that in the streaming software still. So, yay. Let's just not talk about the... Oh my god, it was like 3 hours last night. We're just like, we're gonna make sure the Stardew just goes well. We're not gonna have issues of the audio and stuff back and forth. Because for some reason, it would not send like our Discord back and forth audio before. That's why we just recorded in the same room and had it more echoey. But we're like, no, we'll have good audio. We'll be good childrens of the audio realm. And yeah, that just wasn't working. We were getting like doubling and stuff. We didn't know why. We were hearing back and forth in a weird way, but it wasn't recording. So we finally got it to pick up the Discord audio, and we're just like, okay, so the person on laptop will probably hear audio doubling and have an awful time. But since I was going to be on the laptop, it's like, oh, no, it's fine. I can deal with that. If poor old Craven there gets the audio doubling, speech jam. They absolutely cannot stand it. Because that was the other thing, I should add that in. Okay, there's going to be clicking sounds. I'm so sorry for the clicking sounds. But we have to add in a little discussion point of make-out points, that cacophony of chaos. Okay, let me just hide that for now. Go to this. Haha! Now I can add the thing and people won't see the magic happening. And by magic, I mean me clicking buttons. And then an image appearing. Ooh, mysterious. And I know I'm not using the little bean today, the model, but it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, we're gonna use that one. Yeah, save up CPU space there, but oh wait, no, make big. Go big. Go big, go. Wham. Alright, transition time. Look at that. Smoosh. Oh yeah, so now is going to be the roast makeout points bit. So, for this section, makeout point is plain and simply Evil Knievel now. So, wait, why is... let's throw this over here. Go over there, Land. I don't know, a bunch of things moved around, maybe it's fine. Okay, so, makeout point was a absolute technical nightmare. The reason why, the audio, video, all that stuff was like, woo! is because I used the little dinky laptop. I was not gonna move the behemoth, no moving of Big Bertha. So I was like, okay, I will stream from the laptop. And then once again, couldn't get the Discord audio thing sending through back and forth or whatnot. So I was like, alright, we'll film in the same room. But yeah, it was just an absolute nightmare. Because I was trying to tell Craven, like, oh my god, Craven, gotta, like, volume up or something. But it was also using the binaural mic, so it was already pretty difficult to get audio to it unless I'm talking directly to it. And, yeah, let's just say the computer processing power was not happy about processing the camera and the audio and uploading that shit. Nuh-uh-uh. Not happy at all. So, we were just like, okay, this is hella scuffed, an absolute train wreck, a disaster. But it's a good proof of concept. It was really funny. We didn't have a set plot line. The entire point was that we have the prelude of, like, yes, romantic dinner, very nice. And then we have the, oh shit, this is actually someone talking to a weird ass microphone. And just absolutely, like, bonkers. As, like, this is a canonical, like, thing this person's just doing. Not as entertainment, but, like, they're sort of living out this, like, alternate world of, like, all the sort of, like, digital slides where, like, yeah, this is what they're seeing, imagining, the experience they think they're having or, like, providing. And then you just see the reality of, like, oh, no, that is not the case. And yeah, we ended up from there having good old Craven ghostly try to suggest to the person to summon them. And, yeah, let's just say the summoning didn't go that well. But yeah, it was basically just sort of having Craven direct, and then I would sort of improv and follow along with the ghost suggestions, so that it was no longer a romantic date night. It was instead whatever you want to call that. But yeah, it was a really good time, and we were just like, okay, we actually really like this, and we listened back to it and stuff, and while, yeah, we knew how scuffed it was, we're like, oh, this is so good. And we were so excited, we got some grub in us, and we're like, okay, let's re-record so we can actually, like, fix audio levels and stuff. And that is the new, like, makeout point one. And unfortunately, even that still had some issues. I don't remember which thing I said it on, but it might even be the description, actually. Someone did not hit record on the microphone. So I have footage of the entire thing, because I just recorded it straight up, and then did all the, like, digital pieces afterwards. And, yeah, I didn't actually record with the binaural mic. The change in audio is because all of the audio is from the DSLR camera that I didn't even hook up a mic to because I didn't want its audio. So I did that entire, I think it was almost 20 minutes of footage without recording the binaural mic because I didn't hit the record button properly. So yeah, I then had to go back and re-record with the binaural mic. So I listened to the original recording from the camera, and then I would try to kind of follow along with that on cue, so it'd be timing in sync. And it did change a bit, but it got the job done. And we just made it a part of the sort of, like, transitional shift of, like, the imagined event and occurrence in, like, Yucan's head versus the, like, actual situation and reality of what's happening. And then we did, in order to sync it up, I actually was live listening to Craven talk from, like, another location. So I just double headphoned type thing. So little earbuddy things in, and then the headphones over top. So I would not only hear Craven talking the entire time, although it was really quiet and hard to figure out at points, but I would also then hear my own audio back from the binaural mic that was not recording. Yay! So, I do not have the speech jam issue, that is for sure. Because I had to hear so much audio all at once and continue to talk and perform. But honestly, it was great. Just absolutely great. And hopefully we can optimize this up a bit more to do more adventures like that. Though I will do a more serious ASMR bit. Because while I couldn't, like, as a fully done as a one-take live performance type thing, I couldn't fully get everything correct for the, like, sound effects. But, like, the audio was kind of there. Like, the things where I was just like, oh yes, the rustling of leaves or this and that. Like, if I solely just record the rustling of leaves instead of me having, like, hold the mic and all this jazz and move around and grab these items, like, it's pretty damn good recording. And even the little, musical overlay for the tree walkthrough video, those are all recordings done with that same mic, just not as a binaural setup. And, like, it's really good audio clippings I get. So, yeah, excited for that. I don't remember what all my other layers are here, so let me flip through them and smack them. Okay, so that's that tree. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna switch to this now. Do the, yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that's big tree. So, this is big tree. The big tree, Bertha. No, this tree is not called Bertha. At least I don't think so. Is this a Bertha? I don't know if they're a Bertha. Anyhow, that is big tree. That is, my bean. So this is grown from regrets. Big old printmaking tree project thing. So I did actually write a new little excerpt explaining the tree better on the website. Because I realized it's just the way you write up proposal type documents and stuff. Like, the information, the fully, like, thinking through the idea is there and presented well, but it just doesn't make sense to, like, put that out and be like, here is exactly what this proposal said. I don't think that conveys the idea as well. So I just rewrote up a new little excerpt explaining essentially what's going on with this tree and unveiling the secrets. So yeah, it is about 7 feet tall, and the trunk with the weird pastel colors, that is screen print, and all the papers on top are intaglio dry point prints on copper plates, which is a choice on my part. I just love making my life more difficult, apparently. Yeah. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. Okay, so now we're going to have the video bit play through. And I don't think it's too bad, but there is a bit of somewhat flashiness to the video. So, yeah, just fair warning about that. I think I'm gonna add that to the description of the other video of it. But yeah, let's, wait, let me actually check audio levels. That might help. Yay. Okay. Okay, it's not bad volume. I will slide it down a little more. But yeah, essentially here we got the sort of sound effects overlaying this thumbnail creation that I had a tad too much fun, it seems. yeah, it was really nice to be able to see the tree finally built up. And it was a gathering place of sorts. So the public was allowed to essentially go up to the tree and add on to it whatever wishes or regrets they wished to the blue papers of the edition. So yeah, people were able to go and like add their own messages to the tree, and it was a place where they could gather whatnot and see what gifts, in a way, others in the community had left, and wisdom, or what they wanted to leave behind them, put in the past, so that it could be uprooted and new branches and ideas could grow. These postcard type, larger format ones are my half of the printed edition. There's about 50 in total, and it was the starting point. Because in order to have a garden and grow a tree, you have to add and time and care and nurture it to bring it up. So that way no one was just on the spot like, oh, what do I add to this? There's a full 50 sets of messages that I wrote out of wishes and regrets, publicly displayed for all to see. The real struggle was what to do with the edition afterwards. It didn't feel right to sell this piece or like offer it up for sale as like a gallery commission thing or whatnot. I feel bad because like I really appreciate what the gallery's been doing for the students and stuff, and I'd love to give them commission, but I can't in good conscience sell this piece. So the struggle was deciding what to do with it afterwards. And I think for the public ones, they were already kind of publicly given and like offered up to be placed on the tree, because there was a full set that people were allowed to take home if they wished to instead, and put it on their own trees or plants or grow it somewhere else type thing. So to that end, the solution I've arrived at is all of the ones that were displayed or added by the public, I will essentially kind of gather about and let people play sort of like finders keepers of, like, basically just take snaps of wherever I leave them hanging on different trees, and people can go find them and take them for themselves if they want. As for my edition of 50, I might do that a bit more periodically. So I will read through, and the ones that I'm ready to send off and let go, those will be also given the same treatment of just hung about somewhere and put up. That'd actually be really cool, because then we could see more of the UV stuff in natural lighting. Oh, that was a thing I didn't explain. It is explained in the instructions that was at the gallery a bit, and the excerpt online, but the not blue, like, paper prints, they change color, as you saw in the video, to, like, a blue color from UV pigment in them. Because I produced all the inks I used in my thing, aside from the blue edition for the public. And that was just because it was so hard to get the colors to show up. Oh, very frustrating. And that was simply my poor decision in plates. So, intaglio is you soak the plate type process. Actually, I can switch it to the yes, ha ha ha. Okay, it's gonna be kind of goofily formatted. But yeah, this is paper for intaglio. So you actually have to soak this paper, because how it works is you have metal burrs from plates that you carve by hand, and then you essentially like fill it with ink. So it has to be a like thinner ink that you can slide or run through the press, and then you go bippity boppity boop, and it's pressurized so the ink will get into the burrs that you've dug into the metal plates and transfer over. If I can find the little carving video I had. Where are you carving? What? What? That's Smoothie Mayhem. What the heck? I just don't remember order of events. Because everything on my computer is bajank. Oh no, this was definitely after that reception. I had the thing of me carving all the plates. Oh goodness. Oh, right there. Yeah. Oh, it's being grunkly. Because it didn't download. That's my bad. I forgot. But yeah, the other thing is with the type of plate I used, being copper, you don't get that many runs of the plates. I think at best I managed to get 8 like prints from a single plate. So for my edition I have 6 different plates, and I can only get 8 like prints from each of those plates at most. Anyway, I don't want the audio for this really. Well, I mean, it's mostly just scratching actually, so that's fine. But yeah, I literally had to sit with little needle points and scrape into metal. Yeah, that was something. But I will mute it just in case. Boop. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So essentially, I only get 8 prints if I'm lucky from these plates. So that's why I doubled up the images on them. And then the public edition, I did about 3 of each image on a single plate. Because, yeah, you just get such limited prints from this method. If I use, like, zinc plates or something, it would last a bit longer. And you can do things such as, like, etching with acid and soft ground and stuff to hold bits and change levels or add sort of aqua tinting. But, nah, good old-fashioned me. I'm doing it by hand. I'm etching that copper plate. But yeah, like, I literally did this. I think I redid the plates about 4. I think I only had to do 3 or 4 in total. So I redid my personal series. Like, I think I did it twice. And then the other series, I think because I had done 3, I managed to get away with only having to go through 1 full round. But it's like, not only do I then have to like do this carving, but in order to print it, I have to ink every single plate at once to get them all on the same page. So there's like 5 to 6 plates per series, and I gotta cover the entire things in ink, pull a swipe card through all of it so the ink gets underneath. Then you have to remove a lot of that ink with a tarlatan. And then when you want to add highlight points, you then take like bits of newsprint and stuff and you polish it. You sit and polish it by hand. And while sure, I could do that, and that's a normal practice, the issue is that I didn't cut my paper to be like the size for like 1 set of it. I had large format paper, and your paper has to be wet for the printing process. So that means I pulled out my paper, ready to print with all the plates inked up and cleaned, dry the paper gently, and then have to line up my plates correctly, put the paper on top, run it through the press, and then run it back, then as fast as I possibly can, re-ink all the plates and do the same cleaning and stuff, realign them, clean the areas where the previous plates were, and run it through the press. So I could only get it through about 3 to 4 times at best on a page before it was just not wet enough, or I'd have to fight and increase the pressure of the press. And that was part of why I didn't stream the previous week. In finishing that edition, I think I was running... Was I running more? Yeah, I was running more of the blueprints, because I had left the UV ink at home. I bashed my elbow into the press. And I was like, oh, that really hurt. This ain't gonna be good. And I was like, okay, yeah, no, we're going down. So, down to the ground I went and hollered over to my classmate. I was like, hey, I'm gonna pass out here. I just banged up my elbow. Just let me be, I'll be fine. And they couldn't see me because of the press in the way. And they're like, where is this voice coming from? So yeah, I think I had said this in the previous roast, but they were following me around like I was Mother Goose. But no, it was simply just blood pressure thing, lower sitting heart rates, and then injury, it spikes, and it plummets. So I just can crash pretty easily, but never gotten really injured from it, because I know well enough how my body reacts, and I just flop onto the ground. But yeah, that's that half of it. The other half is the funky monkey screen printing. Yeah, because I think I have big screen printing here. Yes, I do. Yeah, so this was the trunk of the tree, which has many secrets. I'm actually going to skip ahead, like here. Yeah, so I do a mixture of printing, where I kind of do like I guess in a way, a dirty print. So I'll sometimes like throw different colors on and like mix them together and do pulls of both. And yeah, so this is also pigments that I made by hand, because while I didn't reveal it explicitly at the gallery, the answer is that this is thermochromic ink. So when you like hug it or like you breathe on it, like transfer heat in some manner, it hits a certain threshold, it will then change color. So they all essentially will go to a lighter color type thing. But yeah, the reason why this video was so amusing to me, aside from just nice to see the screen printing polls and stuff, is I often do contact printing. But it's not like a small little thing. It's 7 feet tall. Like it's the size of a table and a half at the studio. So what I do is I literally just climb on the table and continue printing. This series was actually a bit easier to print because I couldn't do a full-length pole just because of how my things were lined up and the sizes of the like the squeegee type things, or the thing that I pull the ink with. I don't actually remember if they're called squeegees. It's fine. I do printmaking. Yeah. So yeah, I couldn't do one that would be the correct size of the entire screen. So I instead sort of split it and did 2 runs for each section of the usable printing space that I had done. So this was a much easier pull. Previously, I had to use my chin to practically hold the top of the thing and then like pull all the way down with like little raptor arms. Yeah, good old classic times. But yeah, let me bump. Here, we're gonna switch back to treeness. Yeah. Yeah, so it's color changing stuffs. I have some more fun little doodle bumples in the works. And I'm not gonna unveil them just yet. I'll do like a little sample demo. Because I had previously finished up some new digital implementations for different screens and stuff. And I don't mean printmaking screens at this point. I mean like stream overlay screens. That's right, a waiting screen for if I go to grab a thing or something and whatnot. But I want to do some of the fun stuff. I can't just settle for like MS Paint looking trees and little animations. No, no. If I can't have a little mascot where everyone can yell at me and Tree can just be like sitting there chilling and then TTS comes on and is like, rah. If I can't have that, then I'm not showing it off entirely yet. Me. But yeah, this has been a weird Sunday roast, but I mostly just wanted to celebrate the print show. It was a good time, and I really enjoyed it. I will get a crab photo from my teacher of the little crab being like made her. Because I barely finished it for the reception. I'm like, no, I didn't get a picture of my crab. My parents were like grumping at me because they're just like, why did you bring crab? Because I told them I hadn't eaten dinner yet. And I was just like, no, like it was a plushie. I made a little crochet crab. I didn't bring crab meat this time. I don't always eat crab meat like granola bars. I just didn't have much food options, and oats were like mean to me at the time. So I was like, if I eat this granola bar, I'm gonna like die. So instead I was like, Craven, bring me crab meat. So yeah, Craven returned with just like fake crab meat legs and little tubey bits that I would just unwrap, kind of like a banana almost, and then just consume crab meat like a stick. Oh, it's so funny. Good times. Good times. But yeah, this has been a weird implementation of image PowerPoint roast. Yeah. Yeah, and I apologize for, yeah, Thursday I was like, I'm gonna do the work at the gallery and stuff, but I did not have Wi-Fi. I didn't even remember to pack a lunch, and I made a crab for most of the day in buttons. So I was like, well, it is what it is. And I'd already done my makeup in the morning. So I was like, that nice lady came in and was like, you look like spring. I can't just remove the makeup. And the weird old spooky images of me and stuff are actually the makeup at the end of the night. So it was mostly... Wrong one. Nope. Nah, I don't have the normal image up. Okay, I'm not gonna fight with it. But yeah, I just like, I didn't have the heart to change it at that point. And I was quite tired, so I was like, okay, we'll call it. And yesterday was Fight Technology, deinstall show. And yeah, mostly just editing the good old ASMR video that I messed up and re-recording. So I did that. And I made the little tree walkthrough with the fun, noisy sound effect things. It's a fun little, like, Foley composition type thing. So, I'm proud of that. And I will do some more writing as well. Because there is lore to explain. Oh, lore there is. But yeah, looking forward to trying to make this less chaotic and more explainable to people. So, yeah. The website land shall be hopefully home soon to, kind of like updates and debriefs on certain jokes or things and, like, where different sort of, like, character arcs are at. Because that's a big, confusing disconnect, I think, at times. Like, it's almost like having a snippet of peeling back the curtain. So, for example, when I have the artist kind of spooky video thing, and the description is talking about like a cloak of darkness or whatever, That's not just a random funny, like, weird phrasing of just like, oh yeah, like this was released like late at night or something, or like recorded at the witching hour. No, nothing of the sort. It is labeled with a little description thing saying Cloak of Darkness, because the reason why is that the so called, like, black screen thing behind some of the footage that was poking through from like the chroma key filter. Yeah, I didn't have the green screen, and I wasn't going to get it. So, I just took my cloak and draped it behind me. So the black background is actually a cloak. So yes, Cloak of Darkness. There is a reason for the peculiarities of mine humor. Yeah. So, final update bits. I think 2 o'clock is when we're going to Stardew-a-Palooza. So, that shall be the Star Doobly Doo. And it is essentially a soft restart for Can Do Farms because we set it up without thinking of future iterations of what makes sense. So, yay! Nah. Fresh start, new farm, slightly more developed characters. It's all good. We got this. But yeah, I will see everyone at round 2 on... Actually, that's a thing that wasn't figured out. Either here, or I will post a thing, and it'll be over on Craven's channel land. Because we need to channel it up. Someone has to summon a bird. Someone needs to channel their energy to it. So, like, yeah. And whenever I can get some of the other editing done, I can potentially post snippets of the idea suggestion poll, essentially. So, yeah, properly fix up the scuff, oh my goodness. The scuff mock-ups of, like, this could be a video. What do people want? Because I know some people are just like, I can't deal with rankings and tier lists right now, but pie tier list, man, that was a good idea. It's got depth. It's got flavor. It's got flavor text to it as well. Alright, so 2 o'clock I will be a Somewhere Lands and hopefully get some more content and Maroonies up and fix more technology, because I don't know why things are the way they are at times. But that's alright. This has been... I'm not a bird. No. I'm not the bird. I'm a glitter. This has been the Eyes of Google Eye. Signing out. Wow!